Hey everyone, it's your girl Jay.
And I'm Kendra, and you're watching Mood Swings, the podcast. Don't tell the viewers it's morning because they don't need to know we're drinking this early in the morning.
Good evening.
There you go.
Yes, it's so dark outside.
I know, it's late. Oh, I'm so tired.
I guess it's time for a nightcap then.
What are you drinking today, friend?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Today, for our viewers, we usually do have a alcoholic beverage for us to partake in while we have our show. But I wanted to let you know today I am drinking a beverage, but it actually is a THC infused beverage, and it is called I Get High.
I get high,
I
high, high.
Hi. Yes, IGETHI. And so I got this from Instagram. I see these on my feed, and I've got another drink that I'm testing out as well. So next time we might do go ahead and partake in a gin and tonic together.
Okay.
Thank you so much. So that tells me today with this drink, I'm probably gonna be in a very just a relaxed mood.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
stay awake.
I do. So what are you drinking on here yourself?
So, I'm in a celebratory mood, and it's my last day in Vegas. But I'm
And she's celebrating it.
no, I'm celebrating that I got to be here
Yeah.
with my bestie family, the whole nine. So I'm celebrating that. But ow, I'm just gonna keep it simple this morning, just doing a little champagne on my last night here, and that's what I'm drinking today. I was gonna do a mimosa, but
Why waste the glass? Why front?
yeah, right. So
There's only
all
so much.
champagne
There's only so much in that
in
flute
this
can hold.
flute, yeah, that I could do.
Today, since we are together, we decided to do it a little bit different. Normally, you see that either Kay comes with a topic and she just goes ahead and lets us know what that's about. I just do some commentary, vice versa. Today, we come to you as a team talking about a very important topic that I feel is like a PSA that is affecting a lot of young women. I feel that if we don't say something, then we're part of the problem as
We're
well.
part of the problem.
Yeah.
I
And
like solution-based facts.
absolutely. And what I want to do is I want to save our young women from being a trad wife.
That's right. That's right.
The trad wife trend, and you know what, for the people who don't know what a trad wife is, let me go and let you know what that is.
Yeah, I think it's really important. It's a very important topic because hoes be crazy. And if they don't have some guidance,
There's no guidance, right? Then where do we
17
go?
with no guidance.
That's right. But okay, so to me, when I heard trad wife, when I first heard it, this whole trend going viral, I thought it was like Mormons having like 3 wives.
That's really what you thought it was?
I just for some reason I just thought trad wife, that's dumb. That sounds like a lot of women around a man. But again, it doesn't mean that at all. It means traditional wife. And so the trad wife, traditional wife trend is a social media phenomenon where women romanticize a 1950s style lifestyle, focusing on homemaking, childcare, and often the submission to their husbands.
Yeah.
This was popularized by TikTok, so I'm sure everyone has seen one of these women wearing these like or Ingle style dresses,
Yeah.
just dancing around like they're Cinderella with like squirrels baking in the background, and you got laundry
Disney
hanging
characters.
like that. So if you would like to check out some influencers that are really heavy in the game, Nara Smith is one, as well as the Ballerina Farmer.
The ballerina farmer is a big one.
Yeah. So this is promoting staying at home, cooking, cleaning, and often the rejection of modern feminism and the girl boss work culture.
Yeah.
So that is what a trad wife is.
All right. So my thing with a trad wife is like, so I want people to understand if that's what you want to do, great, be a trad wife.
Absolutely.
But the issue is that when these trad wives come on there and they're all made up and they're looking like they got it all together, they've done all this stuff, and they're telling these young girls, this is how you do it. You have to do it this way. And if you do this, you're not a trad wife and blah, blah, blah. When they are doing the complete opposite, if you're going to be a trad wife, then you shouldn't be making your own money. You shouldn't be going out and pursuing careers and things like that. And if you are making these YouTube videos that are monetized, you're making money, right? You might even be making, depending on your following size, you might even be making more money than your husband.
Absolutely. And so we're watching certain clips of these, and we noticed that the actual husband is involved and they're behind the scenes recording. I said, so it's the hypocrisy in that. I think everyone does it. When you're an influencer, we watch the dirty side of influencers where they say, "Oh, I live in this lavish part," and they only record in this one little spot. You see them
Yeah.
do all these things, and then they
Yeah.
actually go to their house, found out they were evicted because they were hoarders or they just were unclean. Everything else has just been ruined. But the aesthetic that they're trying to push to the public is in this one little section, and it looks exactly how the public wants it to be. And that's how I feel about the trad wives because again, like don't come for me, any Nara Smith fans. If you do, I think I could take you because you got a fucking rolling pin in your hand.
Yeah, and you're probably weigh 20 pounds. And not just trap wife, it could be for anything. If you're going to be preaching to a group of people to tell them to do something, to be this type of way, you be that as well. If you're not doing if you're not practicing what you're preaching, then stop preaching it. That is the absolute definition of hypocrisy.
Exactly.
Stop doing that.
And like down the
Especially
line of
that demographic, 'cause it's a young, impressionable demographic. And I feel like young ladies already have it hard because they're already body images because they're constantly comparing non-realistic type of images to themselves. And that same thing with mothers that are breastfeeding versus mothers that are bottle feeding, mothers
Right.
that go to work versus mothers that stay home. It's always some shit to make a woman feel less than.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're always comparing, we're always degrading.
And mom guilt and
Yeah.
all that shit, wife guilt, like everything. So if that's the case, I mean, I feel like because our demographic is one that we go hard in the paint to try because we want to do the absolute best for our families. So don't make it harder by telling women that they're not living up to this fantasy, which I think is pretty much what it is, because you can't constantly be a trad wife all the time, every day. And it's not the 50s.
That's what I'm saying. The way of the world today, I feel, makes it completely impossible for you to try and live back in those times. There's too much new technology, new things that are happening. The way our world and politics, you can't just act like shit's not happening right now and you're sitting here fucking grabbing eggs and making fresh sourdough and you acting like nothing's happening. Hypocrisy happens everywhere. Preachers, pastors, they're preaching all the time that you're sinning. You need to come to Jesus while in the back you're molesting children or eat or addicted to porn. You know, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So, while addicted to porn, exactly. Do you want a revolution? Do you want a revolution? So, but going back to the trad wives, we see women that are going on shows and going to conventions and preaching these words, all while they're being paid. They have books, they have ebooks out, they have join my lessons only for $39.99 a month. And whose money are these women spending? Are they spending their husband's money? Because none of these women should have jobs,
I'm
right?
saying, well, if they are like legit a traditional wife, they should only be spending their husband's money.
And let me tell you something. I enjoy cooking for my husband. I enjoy
spending his money.
That as well. But I also have ambitions. I also have dreams. I also want to make sure that I am a partner, that I am actually helping with the household. And he does the same. There's no
It's a partnership.
Yeah, there's no roles listed here. They're kind of unspoken, but it's not something in concrete. Not the fact that my husband will sit there and look at dishes pile up until saying that chick's job. I'm not going to do it.
Right. Right.
Now, I will look at the garbage can. Well, actually, I don't even know where the garbage can is, bitch. I don't even know where the garbage can is. I don't even know what day it come out.
We know it's one in here.
Oh, I know.
But just don't.
But to anything else, I have no problem changing a tire. If I need to go out there,
you can change a tire.
Now, sure, and pumping gas, crazy. But I'm just saying, there's certain things that we do within our own quirks of our relationship. But what boils down to is we have the commonality in our relationship is we have mutual respect for each other. And we support each other and our hopes, our dreams, whatever they want to do. You want to be a crackhead on the street doing a fence bit? Maybe you do it because you know you do the best.
Why do you keep pointing to me like we're married? Like you're like, and then we have a mutual commonality. No, you mean
the commonality of our relationships or respect.
Right. So,
for each other, yeah.
and I feel like, and you're right, because I absolutely feel like I'm a traditionalist, right? I very much.
You fuck that cereal, girl. Oh, yeah, what is the Captain Crunch? Captain Crunch brunch.
You know what? Captain Crunch people get at us. I love me some Captain Crunch, and I'm having a whole ass hot flash right now because I'm so excited about Captain Crunch. Anyway, listen,
They're great.
that's that's Frosted Flakes, which I also love. Okay,
Frosted might be good too. And Diggle Smacks.
I
Can
never
give me
had
a
it.
super golden
I've
crisp.
never
I like
had
the Big cereal.
Mac in my life. I've never had one. Okay, so listen, I am very much a traditionalist. I actually like all the little Laura Ingalls dresses, but I also that might be part of my old money aesthetic. But
Which is totally different because that's what I said. I was gonna say you're more into the old money aesthetic.
I love an old money
That
aesthetic.
means we got some money and we about to do some stuff. When you're in the Susie Homemaker little plaid checker paisley outfits, it's like that. That's I don't know. For me,
So
it seems like it just
I mean, I
screams one income,
well, it does scream on it,
right?
but I
Like I
do.
just made this shit
But
from.
I do like the idea of being all cute, like, but instead of like the Laura Ingalls, maybe you'd be like in a Chanel two-piece skirt suit, you know?
I like it.
Maybe that.
Like where
But
we're going with that.
still a little flip, you know? But anyway,
Hmm.
I do like
You talking about my mom?
your hair flip, whatever.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
When her mother's Filipino,
She's a little
if y'all
flip.
didn't get that, she's a Filipino.
That's her rap name, Lil Flip. You know, I'm a motherfucker, bitch. What is happening right now?
I can't. No. Okay. So, anyways, I am a traditionalist. Like, I am all about, I will do the laundry, I will cook and clean, I will cook the meal every day. And I do for 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. When my husband gets home from work, a meal is cooked. So, I'll make dinner every night. I'll do the laundry. I do all those things. I don't mind it. But we also have the type of, and my husband, I don't pump gas. I will pass 5 gas stations on my way home and get home and be like, babe, I need some gas. I don't do that.
Is it? And
Yeah,
well,
I
first of
don't,
all, in this climate, nobody want to pump gas. So you end up getting your car bipped and you getting bipped in the head and gone.
and get
So
towed
and
from
that
the
is
gas pump.
so for me, there are little things, there are little agreements within
Mhm.
everybody's relationship. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
So I wouldn't call her a trad wife or oh
Yeah.
you fucking 1950s,
But I do,
I love Lucy bitch. No, she just
but I work at home, right? Like I have a full-time job and I work at
hmm
home,
hmm
but I always, every day, I get up, I get dressed, I try to do my hair. I don't always put my makeup on, but I try to look presentable. I refuse to work in my pajamas unless I'm sick or something. Anyway, so the point I'm making is that these things are important to me, but they're not deal breakers. If for whatever reason I don't feel like cooking that day and my husband comes home and there's no food cooked, I'm not there's not gonna be an argument, there's not gonna be a fight, there's not
right.
gonna be any drama.
Yeah.
Chances are I'll call and be like, babe, I don't feel like cooking tonight. He'll be like, okay, I'll grab something on my way home. So, and I, like you said, these unspoken agreements, and I think that's okay. For
Yeah.
these young women that want to choose to be trad wives, that's fine. Do that. But don't get sucked into the idealism for you and your partner that it's this way or no way. And there's no deviation, there's no flexibility. That's just it.
Well, one thing I didn't notice that while watching and doing some research on them, we were watching one where they're very young girls, very young impressionable girls around the ages of like 13, 14, 15 and up all dressed in them kind of weird outfits and stuff, going to these conventions. So their parents ship them off for like a weekend. They go to these conventions, and it's a bunch of speakers who are majority are on the conservative side. This particular show I watched, it was all about Turning Point, where they had a male speaker who happened to be Charlie Kirk, telling all of these young women that yes, you need to grow when you grow up, you need to submit to your man. God said so. So this is what you have to do. You don't need to work and you need to find a man who has enough money for you to do that and they will take care of you basically. And I feel that it's such a big step back from all of the things we fought for, the right to vote, the right to work, and things like that. And I get that. I just don't like the fact there is a straight up a male telling all of these women their parents aren't there or nothing. Just telling them this is what you need to do, and they're like, and the parents are like, whatever he says, this is what you should do. Because look at us. And there was also a portion of it where the downside of it, and one of the women, she's like in her early 40s.
Hmm.
She was a trad wife. That's what she chose. And again, if that's what you choose, as long as the intentions on both sides are pure and this is what you want to do and you guys are supporting each other doing it, that's great. Something went awry and she found out that she wasn't the only wife. He was sleeping around, doing things, finding a newer, better version while she bore all the children, and now she has a little bit of a mom bod. She's trying to keep it together. It wasn't enough. He ends up cutting her off. They're divorcing. She has nothing because she has lived her life as a trad wife for so long.
Never made any income.
She has no work experience. She doesn't know where to start. She doesn't have a banking account. She has no checking. She has nothing.
Oh my God, the trad wives can't have banking, like any type of banking.
What would you need a bank account for?
Right, you're not.
Right, you know what I'm saying? I mean, well, of course, you still got a bank account because for him, but why would they both need to be on it? You know what I mean? Why would they? What would she? Well, unless she just
Well, I
does the
feel like
shopping.
she would need, yeah, she would have to be on it. But
Mhm.
I'm thinking just her own. Like she has, that just hit me. Like there's none of her own money.
I know, right?
Oh, I
And
couldn't deal
so,
with that.
and from the way that we grew up, we've been working since we were 14, 15.
Yeah,
So we're so used to it,
yeah,
and so we like to make our own money, but it still goes into the home income. Now, I want to say this. That was just one story of something negative. Not saying that all can happen. There's a lot of happy marriages that happen this way. I just wanted to make sure to let you know that you still always have options, and if
you
there,
always have options.
yeah, I'm not saying that this is like a cult. If you need blink twice, anything like that.
Yep.
I'm just saying what I really wanted to focus on this particular episode is there's nothing wrong with that. The thing is, when you are an influencer at anything, acting as something and telling people and making money off of that and not actually truly living that lifestyle. Because
Yeah.
again, Nara Smith,
Well said. Well said.
Nara is a model. She married a international
And he's a model.
model who has all the money in the world. Of course you can be a trad wife and not have to do fucking shit. But then I watched an episode with that one mixed chick with the Mexican husband who was doing the camera work, and we're like, her house is not anywhere close to how Nara's life is. Okay, I'm gonna get off of these girls because if that to each his own. If that's what you choose to do, that's fine. I was just giving my opinion on it. Whatever you choose to do with your life, make yourself happy because we're only on this earth for a short period of time. However you choose to live it,
Yeah.
live it the way you want to.
Live it the way you want to. So, but that also brings to mind about the whole soft life thing. About these women. I know you see these women on Instagram. A lot of times they're in an age gap marriage where they married a older wealthy man, or maybe they're not. Maybe their man is just wealthy and that's just how it goes. And they have this very soft life. They don't have to work. They live in beautiful mansions. They get to travel and they can do all these things. There's not a big element of submission, but I mean, I think the major thing there is that would you be okay with having this age gap, marrying a man that may be 40 years your senior if you get to have this very soft life?
So I like the soft life. I watch it. It's a very interesting topic. But what I have noticed as a trend of that is basically a trophy wife.
Yeah,
So he wants something beautiful to look at all times. So when I watch those ones, they're to the nine every single time.
every time.
No matter if you're just out shopping, doing running errands or whatever in your freaking G-Wagon, Bentley, whatever, Starship Cruiser, because you're so fucking rich, or you're just I've never once ever seen them do any trad wife cleaning, cooking, or anything like that. They are literally they are literally
I
just
don't clean, but let me tell you, I got this ring,
mm.
right?
So that's what I say. So I but I mean, I'm married to an old white billionaire man, so that's how it just happens.
You're married to an old white billionaire?
Yeah. Okay, not billionaire.
Some of that is true.
Yeah. Just get
Well,
love you, baby.
so remember a few years ago, what was trending was soft life, hard wig. Do you remember that? And it was about, there was this whole concept that like these black women would meet these rich white men, these like affluent white men, but only the women
Stop.
that had the fucked up ass wigs and
We're the ones who end up attaining the
man,
man.
yeah. So it was soft life, hard wigs. So they were like, there was one lady, I can't remember her name. She was an influencer and she was purposely buying wigs and fucking them up. She was like ratting them. And it was like, okay, we're
No,
gonna go out
you
and we're gonna go white people fishing today. And she'd be all dressed up and she'd go white peopling.
and then she'll go this. Hello, everyone. This is Donna Briggs.
It wasn't Donna Briggs.
Oh,
But she was like, I'm gonna go to all the places the white men are and I'm gonna white people all day long. And so she would go like to,
and she ends up with a man.
I don't know if she ever ended up getting a man, but I think the whole bit was on her TikTok was going out white peopling, trying to find a man with a fucked up ass wig. But she would get attention.
Of course she would.
She would go, you know where old white men, old, I wouldn't say rich, but old white men that have a little bit, maybe disposable income, they hang out at all the Chevrolet dealerships to get them a Corvette.
Bitch, shut.
They old white men with disposable income love a fucking Corvette. They love a Corvette. Tell me I'm lying.
I don't even know how this ties in, but it kind of does because I was watching, we're always watching Instagram. There was this one black woman who came in, fucked up.
She had a
She was
short wig.
she was behind by a Corvette. And she said she felt that this guy right here is not even leaving. I had bought my 14th Beamer and I was coming here and I said, you know what? Let me just get this Corvette. And he came in there and this guy right here just keeps, so they say it was racially profiling or not even talking to her like that. But it was in a Chevrolet, and then the comments were about, oh yeah, but I had in a Chevy, some dealer or something that.
Yeah.
He goes, if you're probably buying BMW, but and then I looked, and then as soon as you said it, that's who I thought of because she had a fucked wig and she was in a Chevy dealer. I hate you, Kendra.
I'm still
So
listen.
that's why the guy was probably ignoring, going, she's just white fishing right now. She didn't want to buy a car. Get him out of here.
It's called white peopling. So
Oh.
yeah, so I'm telling you, older white men, not the affluent ones, but they have some disposable income. They may want to spend a little change on somebody. They drive Corvettes. So you go to any old Corvette meetup, you're going to see all men 65, 70 plus, got that good pension they're spending on. You know what I mean? And that's what they're in. They're in their little Corvette with their black wife or their black girlfriend whose wig is fucked up. But, you know, she's living a good life.
But that's that. So, okay. So my question is, if your life is so soft, you don't
Why
have
your wig
any,
so hard?
why can't you take your soft ass to a hairdresser to fucking install it right? It doesn't make any sense.
It's something about the hard wig. I don't know if it tells. You know what we need to get? We need to get an older white man with disposable income on here so he could tell us what about the hard wig that attracts him. Is it the whole, I get the hero complex, like, oh, you might need some help. Let me help this poor child.
But yet 14 years still hard?
No, because now she's convinced him that shit's cute. And he's like, oh, Tanisha wears her wig so hard. I love it. What is that, TJ? You know, Tanisha loves it. She does a little baby hair. I think it's so cute.
You know what? That's why I call you. I call you Jammy. Let's jam, Jammy. Let's jam, okay?
Exactly. We need to get.
Did you wear that wig just for me?
No high conditioner that's worry free.
Have you noticed any other trends of soft wives?
So, but then there also are the soft life girls who really are soft life, like the girl who I always talk about, Shayla's World, who I absolutely adore her. She's cute as a button. She's just beautiful. She has a great, good-looking husband. She really is living a soft life, but she's not all crazy hard wig. She actually sells wigs. She's a wig maker.
Well, then she should hook up with all the housewives of soft lives.
She did a whole thing.
Soft
She
life
was like,
housewives.
she wanted to meet friends. So I guess there might be this loneliness if you're in the soft life because not everybody is age gap. So she wanted to meet other couples that are also age gap, that are also living soft lives. I don't think they had to be like she's in an interracial marriage. I don't think it had to be that, but it just had to be.
That's the part I wanted to see because I've been noticing heavily is interracial relationships.
So you know what I've noticed is that in interracial age gap marriages, it's different. Or age gap relationships is different. If you are in an age gap marriage with or relationship with an affluent white man, it's an age gap. And I'm living a soft life and look at me. If you are in a relationship and you are both black and it's an age gap, you got a sugar daddy.
Sugar daddy. You go do.
And the sugar daddy is different. He's not as refined as the white influential guy. The sugar daddy has on the tight ass like what's Mr. Brown type of outfit on.
You got a matching mushroom belt.
Yes, he's gross. He always wants to fuck. He has to come around when the rent is due.
I want to fuck.
Right. There's no marriage. He comes around when the rent is due and is like, hey girl, you want me to pay this rent? You want me to give you this $1,800? Then why you ain't called me? It's that type of shit. Which irritates me because there are a lot of refined, good-looking, sophisticated black men that are still affluent, and I know this for a fact. So why are they not depicted, but the white guys with money are depicted that way?
I guess it really depends on the influencer. Maybe we haven't found an influencer that's able to showcase that as well as you can be
in an age gap with a older black man. Too. I mean, well, here's the thing too. So here's my thing. I always joke, and you and my Tamara, like all my close girlfriends, we know this. Older men, whether white or black, older men, I feel like I'm their demographic. Like older men really like me for some reason.
Hmm.
Every time I go somewhere, if I'm going to be hit on by someone, it's going to be an older ass man, like
Yes,
older,
like
older.
older.
Yes, I don't know what it is I'm giving off. I
Like
don't
I mean, like old. I mean, not even like, but something nice. I mean, they're just. You know what I think it is? I think, and I think this is for everybody.
know. Okay.
We all lived our lives the way that we believe that's how we were. We're based on our surroundings, our demographic, how the
Products
people,
of our environment.
parts of our environment, right? These gentlemen usually are in their maybe second relationship, looking for their second or third relationship. They've been around the block a
They
couple
live some
times.
life.
They've
So they're
lived some
collecting
life,
a pension.
and majority of those times, those previous ones were probably of their same race or something like that. Because again, product
Age.
of your environment. And now you have grown, you are at the peak of your life, and you have nothing else to have to answer to or say this. You're free to live your life. And there might have been something that it always happened, but because of their way of brought up or their businesses, things like that, it just didn't pan out that way. I mean, does that make sense to make it sound like this race driven? Yeah, it could be race driven, but I think these men are like, I'm gonna get what I want in my life the way I want it.
Yeah.
I don't have to speak to nobody about it. I don't have to answer to my parents. My parents are dead. Everybody in my life that had something negative to say about something like that are probably not no longer there. So now they're in a different time in their life where they're choosing themselves. And I think that's a lovely thing. I
What's that
think
got to do with
everyone should
liking
do it.
me?
They're free to now like Kendra. So I'm saying that, I mean, men of like different races like that, they're
Yeah.
like, I don't care if it's
I'm
a beautiful woman.
unapologetic. Yeah.
I'm just gonna go
I'm
for
just
what I
gonna
want.
shoot my shot.
And you're a beautiful woman.
Aw.
Aw. Yeah, you're a beautiful. I am too.
Yeah,
So
well, yes,
we
yes.
both get on things like that. But Kendra
But for
more
some reason, the
so,
old people,
they
the old
love her
guys.
some Kendra or cowboys, black old cowboys.
What?
Remember that one? She don't remember.
Wait,
Never mind.
okay. Yeah, we'll talk about it later. Anyway, so yeah, so I think that's funny. Like that's why they were up. Like there was one time.
You know why? You know your aesthetic and your. I think what you come off of that with your aesthetic, you project all money. That's what you manifest in your clothing and in
That
the
could
way you
be.
hold yourself. So old money is gonna be attracted to old money, even though
And I do kind of frequent places
really
that old money is at. So
like
that I
Chevrolet,
no, I don't go to Chevrolet, and
our big problems,
that's
our
not
big
old money.
problems.
That's just disposable income. No, but I go to cigar lounges and to Palm Springs
Yeah,
and to old people shit.
exactly.
Golf, I do lunch at the golf course
Hmm.
all the time. So I don't know, just
You're at lunch at the golf course. You think you're gonna have a YN running across your hood of your car because you had to get out of there because there was a big ass riot? No, you're not gonna see that type of stuff. So different environments are gonna be at different situations.
one time I was in Martinez.
Hmm.
You know the story. I just came back from a job interview and I broke the heel of my shoe. I don't even know how I broke my heel. So I didn't want to keep walking all lopsided, but I had to get some gas. I got out of my car. I
Oh
just took
shit.
my shoes off. I took my shoes off. I'm at the gas station. I'm pumping gas.
Oh, she pulling a Britney Spears here.
This old ass white guy, he had to be 75, 80, pulls up in a Bentley. It's my first time I'd ever seen a Bentley in real life. He pulls up and asked me if I needed help because I didn't have shoes on. I don't even remember what car I was driving back then. I was
This is the prettiest homeless
right.
crackhead
I
ever.
I think I was in my 20s. I was very young.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the most charming old guy ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you know what? I
And
know
she almost got in the car. Almost.
I did not, but I was amused remembering like I remember I was amused that he was so confident in shooting his shot with this young 20-year-old black girl that probably thought I was down on my luck because I didn't have any shoes on. I think I was in like a Nissan Altima or something and was pumping gas
Black girls and Optimus. We love that shit.
and was probably like, "Oh, let me save her ass right now." And he was talking like, "Do you need anything? Is there anything?" I was like, "No, I'm good. I'm just pumping my damn gas."
Oh, you probably would have got broke off if you was back in your Ford Escort.
Or I would have been sent to Epstein Island. Who knows?
That could have been the taste
Or
too.
I was thinking it's too old. I was
Mm.
too old at that
He
point.
was like, dark beef jerky. I like that shit. Dry as hell.
Burnt cheese pizza. Like it.
Mm. I like dark meat. So
Yeah.
that shit too. That's just off the hook weird. I think our entire it just I'm rethinking my whole existence just with all this stuff being uncovered, which we we all knew in the back of our heads. We just like to be blissfully ignorant to it
No, no,
because
no. I don't think we would be blissful. I don't think you and I,
yeah,
we're so opinionated on
we are very.
on
When I just say
everything.
we, as in the world, because
Oh, okay.
all these things are just now being uncovered. We knew about all this shit happening back in the day and stuff like that type of
But
stuff.
you know what? I feel like I really didn't. It's just like I was telling Justine and Michael last night. I feel like for me, you have kind of always been on it, right? Now is, and I kind of even branded you as a little bit of a conspiracy theorist.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was saying, like last night, probably like a year ago. A year ago, I was just a nice, innocent girl, just innocent woman, just living life. And over this last year, I've gotten so much information. Do you remember when we were in high school? The World Wide Web, that tells you how old it is. So I'm calling it the World Wide Web, was just coming out, and they used to say it's going to be the information superhighway. Do you remember that's what they called it?
Mm-hmm.
And we'd have all this information at our fingertips. And no shit, that's what we have. So in the last year, I've been bombarded and flooded with all of these things. Some of them are sensationalized conspiracy theories, and some of them have made me really go, I probably need to give this a second look. You're always like, Kendra, no, look at this. This is blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, Jennifer, you're being a conspiracy theorist.
I need facts and science.
I need facts and science. And I'm never going to abandon my facts and science. But I think what it boils down to is that in my mind, even my life, I have never met someone that I felt was inherently evil or just a bad person. I've met people that have flaws that are not attractive,
Mm-hmm.
but I've never met anybody that I felt like was just evil and just wanted to do harm and do destruction and hurt people and ruin days. I've just never met that type of person.
Mm-hmm.
So in my mind, it's hard for me to understand that people are like that. I still have a disposition of such where I feel like people are still very much like me, where we want everybody to win. We
Right.
talk a little shit, we have fun, we make, we laugh or whatever, but we're never going to do any real harm. I understand it's not even intent, but I think for the most part, when we open our eyes every day, we do so with the intention to have to do to do good,
Good. Yeah.
right?
Well, first of all, it's a blessing
What is?
that we live that way
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and believe that.
yeah,
It's a curse because it has been happening for generations upon generations. And so when you go back and ask something, if someone says, you know, okay, well, you said that about the Bible. Well, why? Well, because it says it in the Bible. Well, why did it? Well, because that's what I was taught.
yeah,
It was net, and you can't literally say, well,
yeah,
because like with science, fact. Well, scientifically, fact, it's all about belief, your belief systems, and how you were brought up. People who were brought up. We were just talking about this, saying that I think we were speaking to my daughter yesterday, MJ, and she said moving to a purple state, moving into a state that is not a blue state. Okay. And living in the Bay Area and in the town that we were, which was a complete melting pot of diversity,
yeah,
and moving into here, she literally said, and she didn't say it in any racial tone or like, negative. She was like, it was a culture shock. I've never seen so many white people. And this is Nevada. Oh, she's not talking about Wisconsin or
yeah,
Michigan or all those little Kansas and stuff like that. She's just talking about Nevada, which I feel because it is a destination. Like, I think we see multiple cultures everywhere. But mainly we see white people. So she's like, I just didn't really see that in our town. And so growing up, her views and meeting people here who grew up here completely clashed in a sense,
yeah,
and she can't fathom how their level of empathy as well, or their level of safety sexually, anything is completely different than her standard that she was brought up in.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
So we were blessed to live in an area where hate was not that something that we bred on. We weren't taught that. We were taught love. I was born in an interracial household, of course.
Yeah,
So I didn't think so me being divisive or something against another race would just is something that's nothing in my I think everyone it belongs with everyone. So the point I was trying to get at to this whole thing is I don't fucking know. All I know is I totally agree with you in the sense of how you feel that you want to, and that's what I meant about blissfully ignorant
yeah.
because we're this small town that felt like this fucking world is crazy.
Yeah, I guess I couldn't, and that's so not like me to be able to see beyond my world, but I just know that the circle, not even, I mean, even my extended circle, I just don't know evil like that. I don't know it. I've never
And
had
it is
it.
here.
I've never had it. I've never dealt with it. I don't even know anyone that knows anyone. like I said, like I'll hear shit where like, oh, this bitch cut me off and called me the N-word or something, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But I still have never felt like there's been really true evil. So it's hard for me to anyway, besides all that, now with the
It's
advent
ridiculous.
of the World Wide Web, I get all this shit on
Access.
me that I'm like, oh my God. And so then I have to think about like, do I can't stay naive. I have to understand what's going on in the world.
Mhm.
And it makes me so sad.
Sad.
Like, God damn.
Yeah.
And I always the whole racism thing, I'm just like, damn. I feel like there's always going to be some, I've said this forever. There's always a legit reason to not like somebody. Humans are assholes. They will always give you a reason not to like them. So you don't have to use skin color. It doesn't have to be skin color.
Exactly.
I wouldn't be like, oh, I don't like Chinese people, right? Like that's stupid
Mhm.
because you'll find someone that's Chinese that will make you think that they're an asshole and it has their skin had nothing to do with it. They'll just legit be an asshole.
Absolutely.
So, but now that I have all this access to all this information and I'm seeing things on a daily basis, whether I want to see them or not, I'm like, shit, my whole kind of axis has tilted. And I'm like, damn, people really are evil. People really do mean things. People
Now,
are really assholes.
but I will bring this to your attention. And in these past few years, when we're walking down the street, our perception of people have changed. I'm nervous about that dude now, who I normally
Yeah.
would have not have known been, and it would be maybe because of his race. And I'm not talking about a black person. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, and it's so sad to say that because I am in an interracial relationship, been married for over 30 years
To a white?
to a white. But sometimes, because of this news and everything, walking down the street, I start to look at white men like, oh my God, is
Like,
this
yeah,
person gonna shoot us, or does he like black people, or
yeah,
is he, I mean, does he, is he gonna call ice on me? Because you never know, and that's so sad at how the news, the media, and anything on the internet has skewed our trust in
yeah.
society now.
It's
That's the fact
sad.
that my home husband doesn't want his black wife driving around in the city because of all this crazy shit that's been happening to people. Mainly his fear is that I'm gonna be caught up by an old white billionaire and live a soft life. But you know, other
And
things can happen too.
I hope that billionaire doesn't have a brother that would take your best friend. That'd be awful.
I'm
That-
on my way to the Chevrolet dealership right now. Did you want to know?
no.
No.
Yeah, but that's so true. I remember I have another girlfriend who, like you said, we grew up in a very diverse neighborhood. I mean, a town,
Yeah.
really a town, right?
Mhm.
We had one high school and everybody went to that high school. White folks, Asian folks, Latino folks, everybody went to that high school.
Mm.
So you were all melting, you were all being friends, whether you liked it or not,
Yeah.
right? So
And
that was where you grew up
we grew up in the best time ever.
before
All this
everything was
shit
documented.
where every yes, that too, bitch, bitch. But I was just saying, like, just in the in the hip hop culture, and everyone was welcoming of everyone. Anybody can dance, but everybody was in a dance group. Everybody, and it was like
I was in a
feeling.
dance group. I was in TPTM, Tenders Popping the Most. So they put me in the back, but
No,
I
no,
was
no,
in
no,
it.
no, no, no,
I
no.
was in
You're
the
talking.
back, but I
No,
was in it.
no, you're getting that confused with TPMG, and we're not even talking about that
No,
right now.
I was
Okay,
in
there's no stress.
TPTM. I will call Janae right now. I was in TPTM,
Mm-hmm.
Tenders Popping the Most.
Uh-huh.
I was on the very far back line, off behind. I was right here behind Markeisha, but I was in it.
Marquisha's in front of you? Dang. I
Yep.
mean, she had rhythm, but they would assume that the light skin would have
Whatever.
Never mind. Never mind.
Whatever. I was in it. I was dancing. I was dancing.
She was popping the most, even when the popping wasn't even happening
Even
or
when the beat
supposed
wasn't there, I was still popping the most. So the point that I'm
every time the
making,
beat dropped.
the point that I'm making is that I have, and I grew up in a neighborhood that I grew up in a suburban neighborhood where we were the only black family there for on our street for many, many years before one or two moved in. So I'm used to being in white spaces. I've been in white spaces. It's not what I prefer to be in, but that's where I've been and I'm comfortable in those spaces. But I've noticed as of late, especially when this administration came in, I was telling my girlfriend Tamara about it. Sometimes I'm a little like skittish a little bit when I get in front of white folks and I'm like, I don't know what their views are and I don't know what they're gonna think about me. You know what I mean?
And isn't that sad? And it's solely based off what your skin color is. Not am I educated enough,
Yeah.
or am I able to hold a great conversation?
Yeah.
Am I going to be knowledgeable enough? I'm going to know probably more than anybody in this panel, but all I'm thinking about is they see my skin.
Yeah.
They're immediately.
Yeah.
And so, well, my dad always told me, he said, Jennifer, I'm just going to let you know, as a Black man who's gone through this himself in his personal struggles, he goes, you were born with 2 strikes against you. You are 1, Black in America, and 2, a woman. He goes, so I'm just letting you know that you already have 2 strikes against you, so you got to be doubly as bad. Rest in peace, Daddy. I love you so much.
Let's end it on that note.
Okay. With some more Captain Crunch.
So, in dedication to good, strong Black dads that taught us well, and their words still linger to this day, don't
That's
be a
how we
trad wife.
That's how we circle that shit back, okay?
Don't be a trad wife. Yeah.
I'm just
So,
kidding. I meant the extremist ones that are hip hop.
yeah. So, oh my God, how did that
I know.
go? Maybe our dads are up there watching us and they're talking about it. And
Shout out to the 4 casuals.
the 4 casual.
That's right.
Oh my
Yeah, I
God.
know. So, guys, we done went all over the place with this
Mr.
one.
Harris.
I hope you guys enjoyed. This was a little bit of a longer one, and it's only because we're together
It's only because we're drunk.
and we're having a good time. But we're gonna go ahead and sign off. I love you, Kay.
Love you, Jay.
All right, let's end this with one more cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Clink, clink, clink.